Very well. Looks like we are live.
Well, good morning, Dr. Milu.
Good morning, Tony, from you said Palm Spring, California.
Palm Springs, California. Yes, my
Fantastic.
Vino Envision tour of the U.S.
That's what
This,
it looks like. And I am staying in the headquarters in St. Louis, Missouri, which is a
well,
nice and sunny day today. It's supposed to go up to 65 degree or so.
well,
So
I could say I'm in Palm Springs, but this could be a virtual background.
it could be, but it looks too real for me right now.
Well, it's all about what you make in your life, what you manifest in your life,
Yes.
and what you aspire to have and do. And this is actually we're talking about aspirations today. And this is the first module of Vino Envision, correct?
Yes.
And,
Aspiration is
and
the first one.
and so why is aspirations the first module
The
as
concept,
you're trying to develop basically a menu for your life?
right, right. As you mentioned that, menu of my life is the exercise that we do in our first module aspiration.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So it's anything in your life, it starts with a menu, right? Including when you're going to a fantastic restaurant in Palm Springs, you most probably will get a menu before you can choose and select what you're gonna have for dinner. So that's the beginning of your fabulous dinner or the enjoyment that you're gonna celebrate that evening or that day whenever you are picking a menu. And our module aspiration is based on that. It's menu of my life, design a life I love is the activity we start in aspiration is basically designing your entire life. And one of the key things that we do in aspiration module, as you know, is part of the strategic mindset module, which has three dimensions, aspiration, vision, and dream. And the first one is aspiration. In menu of my life, what we start with, our concept called starting with the end in mind. Starting with end in mind. So we have eulogy is one of the things that we do
What
in
was that?
eulogy. Uh,
Oh, the your eulogy. So starting with the end in mind, you're actually writing your own eulogy.
exactly, exactly.
And,
And
and
we will have other things in that exercise as well, but that is one of the key things that you do is to look at the end. And when you have end in mind, you can design the life that you want, but you have to know your end. And in our coaching practice, we help you to find that end and design your life focusing on that end. So you live the life that you dream of, live the life that you desire, that you want. Exactly, that's what we do in our aspiration module.
so basically, because I did participate in the menu of your life when you were coaching with me,
Mhm.
and I found it very interesting um, to actually write your own eulogy and define what people would say about you and the person that you were and the life that you lived and how you lived it. And it was very eye-opening, and to think about the end, which is closer each day,
Mhm.
and then decide, well, what do I want? What do I aspire to have in my life before this actually happens? Is, as you say, creating a menu, creating a plan of what you want to achieve in your life before the end is here,
Mhm.
and the person you want to be. And it's not
Yes.
too late to make those changes.
Yes, it's almost like, Tony, do you want to live a life that you don't want? or do you want to live a life that you want? Which one is true, right?
Well, many of us accept our life as it is,
Yes,
and they don't realize that they can change, that they're the only ones who could change it.
exactly. And to those who believe that life is as it is, they can, just imagine living a life, just let it flow. Just let it flow and see what happens, right? So if you see a tornado coming at you, just let it flow, see what happens, right?
Dorothy,
That's a good example.
Toto.
So living a life that you want or desire is, you don't want to be at the end saying, I wanted to live, or I should have lived a different life. You don't want to be at the end saying that. You want to start with the end in mind, so you know exactly how the end looks like, and you want to design the life to match that. And once you're living your desire, your life the way you want, you fulfilled your dream already. And
Well,
that's the,
it's like in a business plan, and I know you are a business coach as well. That's where Darmill Group has its foundation, and I was taught very young to set your goals. Otherwise, you're like a sailboat on the water without a sail, with no direction, and wherever the waters take you is where you end up, crashing on some shore because you have no destination. So
well,
your plan is basically to help create a plan that's designed by you.
yeah, designed by you for yourself and for the rest of the world that comes around you. And that's the concept of we, living a life of we, not alone. That would be, we talked about that island where we find that, aloneness. But we want to live a life with inclusive life, with everybody included in that. Today, as you can see, there is war going on. This is not what we want. We don't want war. We want peace. In war, as you can see, a lot of casualty happening. A lot of people are suffering. Families are broken. This could have been totally avoided. As you can see, war is not the answer. We can totally avoid that by having peace. Then how do we do peace? The concept of we builds peace. We brings peace in our life. And we have to be an inclusive world, and not in the year of 2022, Tony. We don't want to fight in a war. We want to build a nation.
So how can you have in this dream, and I'm going to be the posing the opposite to you. How can we have this dream of living an inclusive life of all others and accepting others when it feels like the majority around us is in a me world, and they're my first, I'm first? You could see it when you're on the road and people driving, and they want to get in front of you because they're more important, or what their agenda is more important. How do you live a life in 2022 that's inclusive? Yes, and just accept the others around you that aren't in that place yet?
You have said this key word here, Tony. You said it feels like. Means it's within you. Something you are feeling that is affecting your behavior or your response to it. So when you say it feels like, means you are feeling somebody is, driving in front of you, somebody taking, something away from you. It feels to us. So once we avoid that or get rid of that feeling of losing versus feeling of winning, with the mindset of we call it win-win. I win, you win. without the expectation of return. We always have to embed that in our mind, no matter what, life brings you or other people behave, you know that your feeling is in the right direction. Instead of the negative feeling, you can build a positive feeling about that. It's called love. And we just did the love exercise last month. So you walk away with love, no matter what is going on around you. You walk away with love. And in we culture, we mindset, you have that. And once you have that, you don't feel like that negative feeling of somebody is hurting you. You feel like somebody is loving you. And it's a concept goes back to history, and it goes back to many different things we have seen over our lifetime. The person who comes out of all of this as the biggest, I would not say winner, but as the biggest champion, is the person who suffered most and who took the initiative. And I will give you a couple of examples. Mahatma Gandhi, for example, right? And he stood up against this British Empire in a non-violent way. And what did he do? He created a we environment based on I. Similarly, Martin Luther King is a we environment based on I. And what is I said? I have a dream. And then the inclusive mindset, we have a dream. And that's where no matter what's happening around you, no matter how you feel about it, you bring that we mindset to the picture. And once you do that, you can see how negativity goes away and positivity walks in. Do that
Very
make
good. Very good. No, I do accept that. I do understand that. And that person who's trying so much in a hurry to get in front of you, you allow him to pass, and you enjoy the fact that now you can go through life at your own pace.
Well,
it's
not
it
only
seems like
allowed, it's called, sharing. You share that experience. They want to go, share it.
And the news is seems like the biggest culprit in a lot of this feeling that people get of non-inclusiveness, because they seem to promote all of the non-inclusiveness that's going on around us. Nobody is talking, very rarely, about the sharing nature that's and I do feel that, I mean, they set one news story aside each night to be positive. But it seems like tokenism.
It's exactly what you mentioned, and is the key word is feeling, is individualistic feeling. You can see a tree and feel different about it.
I am, it looks like I am a tree right now.
Exactly. It's the opinion of our within drives our behavior. So even if the news media, and we don't know this is positive, negative, but whatever they're doing, if we start seeing it differently, if we start feeling it differently, that they're conveying a message that may or may not imply to me, that I may or may not accept, but at the same time, it's a news. It's another thing that happens in life. Is the way to deal with it is the feeling that we have within us. If we remove that, then you don't feel that.
So how do you suggest that when you feel that feeling coming on, how can you avoid it becoming ingrained in you and just be more accepting?
Yes. Well, that's
how can you flip the switch?
How can you flip the switch is called continuous happiness. This is something that practice and learning that have to happen. Is we don't change overnight, Tony. We practice it over time and learn it. It's like an Olympic athlete who practice all the time, and then eventually that gold medal will come, right? We go to the podium and we do the best. Practicing that positivity, practicing the mindfulness that, we do quiet our mind to a peaceful zone where we can feel happiness within. So all of the modules in Vino and Vision, as you can see, they're interconnected. Positivity drives a lot of things in our life. When you can see something and you can take a negative feeling from that, or you can see something that you can take positive feeling about that. Switching the gear from negative to positive.
How do you see it half full, basically?
Exactly. And this is, glass half full and glass half empty concept is the same way. Are you seeing it positively or are you seeing it negatively? So exactly what you said is, if we apply that in every concept in our life in a positive angle, just like you are wearing a sunglass, right? And I'm wearing this, we see different colors, right? If you see from positive angle, you see a different color. And that
That's a
color
good point.
impacts you. That
And
color.
everything in life is not the challenge that's put in front of you. It's the way that you react to it.
Exactly. So that reaction comes from the embedded feeling. And you use that keyword at the beginning, and thanks for using that, because we need to know about how we feel is very important of building the menu of my life. And that's why we take you to the end of life to begin from now. So it's called starting with the end in mind. And when you see the end, a lot of these things that you see will disappear, because those are the things which is a need-based things that do not need to be in the life. We just need to be where we want to be, right? So
that's very important, because if you've ever been around someone who is near the end of their life and they see that their time is so very limited, all of the things that they worked so hard to build, all the material things that they tried to collect are meaningless to them. And the most simple relationships and stories are what they talk about that brought joy to them.
yes, that is what we do in Vino and Vision with our aspiration module, is bring you to that mindset of living the life you love from the beginning. So we start with the end, so you can see how the end looks like. And when you have a clear understanding of your end, and you need, anybody who want to see the clear end need to work with a coach. An efficient coach will help you to see the clear view of your end. And once you have that clear view of your end, you will change, and you will change how you will live your life.
So there's hopefully a lot of people watching us, or over time, these YouTube videos will have a number of viewers, and they may not be ready to contact Vino and Vision. So one way is to contact Vino and Vision, which is available online at vinoandvision.com.
vinoandvisionglobal.com.
vinoandvisionglobal.com. That is correct. And it is global. So it is all across the country there are coaches. And if you want to find a local coach, you can do that as well. But what could people do today, just today, if they didn't make that change? How could they start to create a strategy or build the life that they want to live? What would be the first thing you could do today?
Well, the first thing you can do is start asking a question. right? And the question is, is to first clarify yourself, right? And asking that question, well, who am I? What
That's a
I
big
want.
question. That's
Yeah,
a big question.
exactly. Who I am.
How do you narrow that down? That's a very big question.
It is a very big question, and that's why you need a help of a coach, right? Because you have to, know the true answer to it, not just the answer we make up ourselves. You need a outside brain, outside reflective mirror that plays,
Objective person. Yes.
yeah, objective person who has no idea of your life and can play with you in a way with your mind that your mind can see it clearly. Mind can see the complete picture, and once the complete picture appear in front of you, you will know who you are. At the core, at the essence of you, yourself, who you are. What is the most important thing matters to you? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? These are key questions that you have to answer at some point in your life. Is, just like, for example, you are in Palm Springs, California, you decided your travel plan, and that's how you arrived there. It's not you just got in a car or a plane and said, take me to Palm Springs, California. And the flight maybe was going to, Louisiana, New
Mhm.
Orleans, Louisiana. So you have to create that mindset of where you want to go, what you want to do. Who are you? Why you are here? What is your purpose of life?
I think that's what everybody's searching for.
Yeah, they are searching for, but then, many of the people never find it in their life. What is the essence of your life? Why you live the life you want or love? What do you do to do that? There's many good questions there. And once you answer to those questions, you find your core. And that's and I have experienced that many, many times with clients. They find their core and it shakes them up.
I know you've brought me to tears a couple times.
Mhm. Couple of
And
times, Tony.
well, it's I think to see your true reflection that you haven't been able to see yourself.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it's the hitting the core, that's bedrock. That is, just look at the nature. You see all this grass, you see clay and mud and all those things, but underneath all of that, you see bedrock, strong foundation, the core. It's very hard to shake that core, and that's been there from the beginning. And when you
There are
find that,
reasons. There are reasons why people feel that they're in this circular momentum of life that they can't get out of. And when they seem to, whether it's a work relationship or a person relationship, and they seem to move on to it from it, they seem to come right back and end up in a very similar situation.
Mhm.
And so it's not what life brings to you, it's what you're bringing to your life.
Exactly. It is what you bring into your life. And that's why the menu of my life in aspiration module is uh, design a life I love. I love means the person who designing it, it have to be, they have to love that life. And by designing that, you are defining your life completely different than you think of, because you are looking at the end picture. You are looking at where you want to be. And with that core belief system in the core, when you are hitting the core, this is what you want to do. And whatever you want to do around it, you will do it to focus on that. And over time, things change, journey change, but core never change. We are going to the core.
Excuse me. So I understand, or I know that your teachings at Be Known Vision are activity-based. So can people participate now this month in the activity of painting the menu of their life?
Yes, yes. In our Vino and VisionGlobal.com, if you go to the events page, you will see the activity menu of my life is, I think is either this coming week or next week. It's there. So it's a wood board class where you will be actually designing a menu on a wood board that you can actually write on it, and you can, use chalk or whatnot. So you can, change it if needed as you adjust to changing life situation. But the
Or
core,
as you adjust to understanding yourself better.
exactly, as you open up to newer things and mindset, right? Because your core have to be the foundation of everything you do, and your end game have to be decided by you and how you approach that. And sometimes you have to middle things that you have to adjust life. You have to adjust things the way you do to get to your end goal. And adjusting is what we do, and it's almost like fine tuning whenever needed. And that menu of my life become an instrument, a tool for the rest of your life.
Well, the last time I worked with you with the menu of my life was a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
So I think it would be a good time for me to see how my mindset has changed over these past few years and do it again.
Yes. And that will be, when you compare both of them, you will see growth. You will see the change. You will see the focus. You will see how the future have enhanced for you from where you were to where you are now. And it has happened, when you do the exercise by yourself the first time, and then you spend time with a coach to do it, it changes, right? It changes significantly, and that opens up your mind. And then from there, you continue the journey and refine it. And as you refine it, you will say, oh my God, there is things that I did not know before, right?
Well, even when you're working with a coach on a regular basis, I
Mm-hmm.
think you repeat the menu of your life, what, every 6 months?
Yes, every 6 months. And it's also, we use that for business coaching as well, because remember, the aspiration module is part of the strategic mindset. And in business, we have to have a strategic mindset. Without a strategy, you cannot do a business, including customer strategy, employee strategy, your business strategy altogether. We do this with the clients. We spend time spending with all their employees to create the strategy, which is not pushed down from the top, but is built together in a concept of we, and the employees feel part of that company, and they have a voice. And once they do that, it becomes a solid strategy, because is 50 mind together is better than one mind designing things, because now we have 50 different ideas and multiplies of that creates the strategy you want to apply for. And you alone cannot think of those things by yourself. Your brain can go up to so much.
Well, I think that's why they say in a company, you're only as good as your people.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, if you look at those buildings and other things, at the end of it, it's about people. And about people, when I say that, it means employees, it means customers, it means your partners, participants, vendors, it means your environment, the people who live in those environment. It is an inclusive we company can develop that, the we culture of everything included. It's not just the stone building we build in the middle of desert that is our culture. No, it's the essence of everything is people.
Well, and I think you can say that of any individual, not just a building or a company, but every individual person. We go through life with all of these different activities and business and different things that occupy our time, but our life is basically about people and
Yes.
about the relationships we have with them.
Yes, and the discussion we are having here, Tony, you can see the birds are agreeing with us. They're responding back to us.
Well, we're all connected. We're all
Yes,
connected.
we are all connected in a nature and in the world of we. And with that said, I think we are running out of time, but this is Aspiration, the first module of We Know and Vision to build up again and start, January we started with renewal, and February we took a break for love, and now we are starting it again.
Well, if you want to take your first steps to creating a menu of your life, go online to vinoandvisionglobal.com and participate in the activity Menu of My Life and see how it opens doors to your mind and your thinking. And with that, I look forward to talking to you on the third Tuesday of the month. So this is early March, and I will see you in mid-March then.
Make it happen, Tony, and enjoy the nice, beautiful weather you are in.
Thank you. I enjoyed the conversation with you today.
I will see you soon.
Bye now.